Hey everyone, it is Erin Chung, and I teach modern real estate agents how to generate leads on demand, nurture relationships at scale, and to take over any local market that they choose. In today's episode, we're talking all about Instagram for real estate. This is a chapter in a really big guide called Instagram for Real Estate, the Ultimate Guide. If you want to see the guide in all of its glory, all you have to do is go to our blog post and just go to the blog and type in Instagram for real estate and it'll pop up right away. That's at communityinfluencer.com. Now, the thing that I want to talk about today, specifically, this chapter relates to how Instagram replaces a lot of the traditional marketing that we've been doing in the past. Okay. So, like newsletters, pamphlets, flyers, papers, all of those things, all of those traditional things that you've been used to doing, Instagram can potentially replace every single one of those things. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's lesson. Now, before we jump in, I do want to tell you that I have a free training and it's called 5 Steps to Six Figures. It is how to get to your first or your next six figures in real estate. In order to get that, just go to communityinfluencer.com/masterclass and it's yours. Okay. Once again, that's communityinfluencer.com/masterclass and that free training is absolutely yours. Now let's talk about it. So, Instagram is one of the best places that you can actually go to get new school marketing. And so that's one of the biggest benefits of it. Your community is already on Instagram. Again, it has 1 billion with a B, billion monthly users that are active and 500 million daily active users. So your community is already on Instagram. So I teach people you want to be where the eyes are. Okay. If people were had their eyes on newspapers, I would teach newspapers. But right now, the eyes are on Instagram, which is why I focus on Instagram, and you should too. Okay. So let's talk about some of the use cases in which Instagram can replace some of the traditional marketing that you might have been doing in the past. So, first and foremost is real estate branding. Okay. Now, in the past, people used things like billboards and bus stops and newspapers, and they would take out ads in these places, and that's how they would get their real estate branding in. So the idea behind it was people would be in traffic and see your billboards. They would be in traffic and see the bus stops or the newspaper and Sunday morning and all that stuff. But now, Instagram changes that, and the reason why is because it's very cost prohibitive to advertise on a billboard, a bus stop, or a newspaper, etc., because those are often print advertising and it's very, very expensive to have that done. However, Instagram is free. So the traffic is already there on Instagram. You just have to show up and be there as part of that traffic. And so that's one of the beautiful things about Instagram is that it's free, the traffic is there, and you can get the same or similar amounts of traffic as if you were to purchase a billboard with a fraction of the cost. Okay? That's one of the best things about Instagram marketing. Now, the other thing about Instagram is that there's actually no better way to humanize your brand than on Instagram. So, if you don't know, Instagram was actually created with the ability for brands to become personal. Okay. You cannot do that on a billboard. You cannot do that on a newspaper or a bus stop sign. You can't. But on Instagram, you can create stories, you can create videos. It's such an amazing way to really immerse yourself and be a part of your brand and do a behind the scenes of your brand. Okay. It's really, really important. And that's one of the reasons why I love Instagram so much. The next one is the next use case that I have is real estate prospecting. So this can replace cold calling and door knocking. So let me tell you how. So in the past, doing calling and door knocking is basically to get out in your community and to put your name out there and to basically like have one-on-one connections with people. However, the problem is that it's very time consuming. So you can only be in one place or on one phone call at a time. And so door knocking and cold calling, unfortunately, is not scalable. That's one of the reasons why I don't teach it, because in order for you to scale your real estate business, you have to focus on methods that are actually going to be scalable, including scalable lead generation methods. Okay. You can build relationships online just as well as you can by knocking on doors or cold calling. The difference is that online is scalable and cold calling and door knocking are not. So that's why I choose the former as opposed to the latter. So what do I mean? When you prospect online, all you have to do is you just have to um, start conversations with people just like you would at the door, right? Like, or on the phone. And you can prospect on Instagram. Anyone that has a public profile is someone you can reach out to. And it's not weird or, awkward if you reach out to them, because these people made their profiles public for a reason. So they are expecting for people to DM them or comment or follow them. And that's why they made their profile public in the first place. So it's perfectly normal for you to reach out to people who have a public profile. Okay. So that's one of the cool things that Instagram allows that the other social media platforms don't, because it's kind of weird if someone friends you as on Facebook if you're not actually friends with that person in real life. But on Instagram, those rules don't apply. So you can contact people, you can prospect, you can do all of the things that you're used to doing, like cold calling and door knocking, but you can just do it online. And again, it's more scalable if you're able to do it on Instagram as opposed to cold calling it and knocking on the door. The other thing that's cool about Instagram is that you can actually search by location. So if you have a specific city or a community in mind, you can search by location, and you can essentially reach people in your location and prospect that way. So that's one of the cool features that Instagram has that Facebook also doesn't have, YouTube doesn't have. A lot of people don't have that unless you're running ads. Okay. The next use case is social proof. Um, this is where Instagram replaces testimonials. So hear me out on this one. Social proof is one of the best factors to solidify you as the go to agent in the minds of your real estate prospects. So, in the past, people have used testimonials, lots and lots of testimonials, in order to provide social proof. But these days, Instagram itself is actually social proof. So, although we do collect testimonials and we're really big on testimonials, of course, and I don't recommend, not collecting testimonials. You absolutely should be doing that. However, what I mean is that when it comes to social proof, it's not just about the testimonial anymore. Just the simple act of people finding you and then going to your Instagram is social proof. So let me give you a quick example of what I mean. Every single conference that I have been to, and I've been to like 20 conferences this year, every single time I go to a conference, someone will say to me, like, hey, what's your like, who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? So we strike up a conversation. And then the next question they ask me, ironically, literally every single time, what's your Instagram? Every single time. And the reason why they're doing that is because they're trying to see how legit I am with my business, which is smart on their behalf, right? So if they were to go to my Instagram and they saw like nothing there, they couldn't find me, or it was like some dingy photos or whatever, then at that point they'd be like, oh, she's not serious. But the fact that I have like a beautiful Instagram profile thanks to an amazing team, and the fact that I have like lots of like stuff that I write and I'm really active, I have stories, and they and tens of thousands of followers, then they know, okay, she's legit. So same thing with you. If you meet someone in person and they come to you and they say, what's your Instagram? And then they see something that's like they're not impressed with, then that's a lack of social proof. If they see you on Instagram and they see like how amazing and active and beautiful your profile is, then they understand that you're actually legit. So conversations at these conferences have actually changed once they went to my Instagram profile and realized who I was. And at that point, their whole attitude changes, right? They've opened up, they want to have conversations with me, they want to talk, and it's crazy. Like, but Instagram itself is that social proof. So, when it comes to real estate marketing, Instagram is a way to show your farm that you are the local agent. The more you talk about who you are, who you serve, where you serve, all of the things, your niche, all of those things, the things that are in the community, you really are establishing yourself as the go to agent. And the more people that follow you, the more new clients that will see you will just assume, like, wow, she's the one that's like the leader in the community. I'm going to go with her. And that's really what it is. It's social proof in and of itself. Okay. The next use case is real estate farming. So let me show you how Instagram can actually replace things like flyers and, again, door knocking, cold calling, all of the farming that traditional farming has ensued. Instagram can actually replace all of that. So in the past, people used real estate farming really effectively to build relationships with their local communities. However, Again, it requires you to be in like one place at a time, unless you're using flyers and, maybe you have someone to distribute the flyers on your behalf. But either way, it's not really scalable. Traditional farming is not scalable. And again, that's why I don't teach it, but it is scalable on Instagram. And that's why I'm really, really interested in Instagram farming. So basically, Instagram changes traditional farming in that it allows you to farm and build relationships virtually online. Okay. So to farm on Instagram, what you do is you post about your community, you talk about your community, you're constantly involved in the community, you're always having stories and those types of things. And at that point, you're using hashtags that involve your community as well. And this is how you can farm. Like, you can be the go-to agent in your community based on all of the posts that you're doing. And this is what we teach in my programs, is how to actually farm on real estate and farm on Facebook without having to actually go out and door knock and cold call and those types of things and distribute and hand out flyers. They get put in the trash and no one ever reads anyway. Okay. People are on Instagram, meet them where they're at. All right. And then finally, well, we have one more. So Facebook, number 5 is real estate referral marketing. So Instagram can potentially replace word of mouth marketing. And let me tell you what I mean. So, a lot of times people are on social media, they're not really calling anymore. Sometimes people aren't even like gathering in places anymore, but everyone is on social media. And so, there is a place for word of mouth marketing on social. And the way that this happens on Instagram is typically that someone will tag you in a post. So, like if you have a past client, they'll say, this is the best agent, they'll tag you, and then that way, that's their way of doing like a word of mouth referral. And that can easily happen on Instagram. Second, you can make genuine connections with other real estate agents on Instagram that are outside of your market. So, if you want to build a strong referral base of out of town agents, Instagram is the place to go. You can find other agents, they can find you, you guys can connect. And then, if you have a strong relationship that you've built up on Instagram, you can actually refer clients to those agents and vice versa and collect referral fees from those agents that are out of town. And you just met them on Instagram. So, that's another way that you can do that. And then finally, event marketing. So typically, to promote your events, you would have to distribute like some sort of postcard or flyer. Well, Instagram changes all of that. So Instagram is actually a virtual flyer. If you have an event and you want to promote your event, it's a lot easier to post it on Instagram, to use specific hashtags, to use a little graphic that you created, and lots of people will be able to see those posts on Instagram. And that's a much better way to do it than traditional postcards. You can still use postcards, but Instagram is a way to do that much more effectively and cost effectively than a traditional postcard. Okay. So those are the use cases. Let me just go ahead and recap really quickly. So, number 1 was real estate branding. Number 2 was real estate prospecting. 3 was social proof. 4 is real estate farming. And 5 is real estate referral marketing. And then 6 is event marketing. So, Instagram has the ability to replace all of the traditional ways that you've been doing that at a fraction of the cost. All right. So, I am looking forward to hearing all about your Instagram and the ways that you're using them. If you want to connect with me on any of the platforms, please just search for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest. I have a podcast. Like, any way that you want to consume information, I'm there. All you have to do is type in community influencer and you can find me on any platform. And then once again, if you want to see how Instagram fits into your overall marketing strategy, then what I do is I encourage you to uh, come to our masterclass. So again, that's communityinfluencer.com/masterclass. And you can come to the masterclass and we will show you exactly how it fits into your overall real estate marketing strategy. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.